Now, Johanna Timmer recalls the delights of the freshman language tutorial. I knew a little attic that went in and out with me, and what could be the use of it was more than I could see. It was very much like English. It was made of nouns and verbs, but it rested on inflections that would get on people's nerves. The funniest thing about it was that tendance to inflect, not at all like proper language, which is always quite direct, for it sometimes takes on endings in synthetic euphony, but then again it doesn't, which would make it Greek to me. So, it hasn't got a notion of how language ought to go, and it always made a fool of me by making me seem slow. Yet it made a nest inside me, formed of random paradigms. Now, I can't think Lu or Luo without ace and a and ein. And now, back to the personal. And it's getting increasingly personal. Once, upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly, oh, incidentally, this is entitled How Nino Met Morgan. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my dorm room door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my dorm room door, only this and nothing more. Open then I flung the entry, when, her lashes batting gently, in there strode Irene K. Nino like a solemn judge of yore. Not the slightest greeting gave she, not a moment stopped or stayed she, but with mien of Machiavelli flung me helpless on the floor. Then bestrode me helpless on my dorm room floor. Punchline, punchline. Quoth La Nino, freedom more. I squeaked, my arms all flailing, all my struggles unavailing. What the bleep bleep are you playing, casting me upon my floor? Cut it out now. I'm not kidding. What the hell? Have you been drinking? What in thunder are you thinking? Clear on off and close the door. Still she kept her station, peering at me on the floor. Quoth La Nino, "Kant's a bore." Kant's a bore? That got me thinking. What if Irene isn't drinking? What if some weird cause is linking all her actions heretofore? Like a meteor, it hit me. How's the essay, Irene, sweetie? She ignored my vain entreaty, staring out the open door. Over my recumbent person, staring out the open door. Quoth La Nino, "Love is law." Holy shit! Irene's gone postal, lost her marbles, joined our struggle. Then I heard. Tied with yours. Then I heard her mantic chortle like a thing ne'er heard before, whirling on my bust of Plato, pointing, stammered, "Vive Cato!" and retreated as the day glow gathered at my dorm room door. Disappeared she with the dawning, backing out my dorm room door. Quoth La Nino, "Dante Moore." Now, for the one senior I find it impossible to dislike. I had to work on others. Jeffrey Morgan, shedding light, that thy thesis would indict. What prelucent thoughts or dreams inform thy startling enthemy? What deep matter, by what art, hath been fashioned in thy heart, that we, whose fort is swift surmise, are all disarmed with surprise? Does the impress of the text stir a vision in thy breast? By what means shall we approach to the argument you broke? What the manner? Which the words? In what genus fall your terms? What the figure? How essay to grasp it in a formal way? Geoffrey Morgan, shedding heat by thine incandescent speech. What prelucent thoughts or dreams inform thy startling infamy? Now, at the beginning of Poetics today, our esteemed brother, Richard Lemberg, brought forth the spirit of the last of the master spirits of poetry who visited me, Robert Service. There's strange things said once the text is read by the kids who maul the books, and seminar nights have their secret rites that would earn some funny looks. Some tutors tell stuff weird as hell, but the story that made me blanch was that night in the fall in Dante Hall, they refuted Alex Branch. Now, Alex Branch come to the dance with a hyperactive brain. He could read a text, tell a fruit fly's sex on your elevated plane. But his signal grace, none could outface his sheer discursive grit. Let a question hang on consistence, dang, old Branch would settle it. That fateful night saw a full-blown fight on an exegetic point. Half the class said yea and half said nay. They were tearing up the joint. As order died, the tutor sighed, but Alex made his plea. Though Wang may pout, I'll resolve your doubt with this crisp analogy. Well, he laid it out, and Wang did pout, but the contrapont seemed toast. He began again with that Alex grin. The thing that matters most, flabby doubt eschewed, vital trust renewed, in your sense a infra dig. Then one of the crew said, if that's true, you're just a freaking prig. That was the punchline. Alex Branch went pale. We'll draw a veil o'er his psychic pain. Suffice to say that since that day, he's the moral athlete's bane. He learned, forsooth, a sober truth, and Aristotle's plea, things held aloft in mente oft dissolve when they touch me. It's been nice and nice. Bravo!